guys, this is Daniela from Tell Me in Spanish, and today I want to explain to you how to use I. I is a very common word that you're going to use in many of your Spanish conversations, so you really need to get comfortable with when you're using it. So I has two main uses. The first one, we're going to combine it with a noun. I plus a noun means there is or there are, depending on the type of noun that you're using. And we use this structure in Spanish, just like you use it in English, to express the existence or the presence of something in certain place. In Spanish, I can work with indefinite articles, uno, una, unos, unas, with numbers and quantifiers, such as dos, tres, muchos, muchas, you get the idea. And with interrogatives or questioning words. So something that you have to keep in mind when you're using this structure is that, unlike other verb forms, I only has a singular form. This means that no matter if you're working with a plural noun such as gatos, carros, sillas, I is never going to change. You're always going to keep it in singular form. So over here, I have some examples. Hay mucha gente. There is a lot of people. No hay leche. There is no milk. ¿Cuántas sillas hay? How many chairs are there? Hay tres gatos en mi cama. There are 3 cats on my bed. And if you pay attention to example 2 and 3, you're going to see that I put a little mark over there. With example number 2, no hay leche, you are going to see that I can work along with the noun, no hay leche, or if you need to count, if you need to say how many things are there, you are going to use numbers and quantifiers. Check the difference between no hay leche, there is no milk, versus hay mucha gente, there is a lot of people. And you can see that difference too with the 4th example, hay tres gatos, there are 3 cats. So remember, you can use it alone if you don't need to say how many of those things you're seeing, but you can also use a number such as tres or a quantifier such as mucha to express the amount of things that you're describing that you can see there. As I told you before, I doesn't change, okay? So you're going to use it in singular form no matter what. However, if you're using a quantifier such as mucha, that thing is going to change depending on the gender and the number of the noun that you're using. So for example, gente is a feminine word in Spanish, so we use mucha. But what if I say carros or gatos? In that case, remember, it remains the same, but my quantifier is going to change so it can agree with the noun that is qualifying. See the difference? Hay muchos gatos versus hay mucha gente, okay? And the second use of I that you really need to get familiar with it is to show or to express obligation. And to do this, we use the structure hay que plus another infinitive verb. This structure can be translated as must or have to. And a couple of funny notes here. This structure is impersonal. Don't freak out. This only means that you're not explicitly saying who is going to perform the action. You're just speaking generally without addressing or telling directly to someone, hey, you have to do this, okay? That's what impersonal means. And in Spanish, we use hay que to express obligation, but also to suggest things to other people, to make plans with our friends, for instance. Over here, I have some examples. Hay que comprar leche. We must buy milk. We have to buy milk. ¿Cuándo hay que pagar el internet? When do we have to pay the internet? Hay que ir al cine. We have to go to the movies. Let's go to the movies. So as you can see with these examples, we're just talking generally. We're not trying to address a person. I'm not saying, hey, you have to go buy milk. No, I'm just saying, hay que comprar leche. These type of structures are very common when you're in a group and you don't want to be aggressive or like intense and command someone to do something, right? So that's why here in this little artwork that I have over here, I have 3 people and one is just saying, hay que comprar leche. We're not commanding someone like this person over here to go buy milk, okay? So that's it for today. Before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with 2 things. The first one is a video in Spanish about this same lesson. That way you can practice your listening and you can reinforce this concept. And the second one is a link to an article about the difference between haber and tener. As you can see, I is an impersonal form of haber. Sometimes haber is translated as to have, as you can see here, so it's easily confused with tener. So this article is going to help you catch the difference between haber and tener. Well, that's it for today, guys. If you like this video, it will really help me if you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you.